There are days when everything seems fine on the outside, yet something feels heavy within. It's as if an invisible shadow surrounds the soul, as if strength quietly slips away without reason, as if the very air is tainted by something unseen but deeply felt: envy, ill-intentioned words, judgmental or desirous glances, the spiritual energy others emit. All of that, though invisible, leaves its mark. That's why today, from the depths of our hearts, we cry out to Saint Michael the Archangel for complete deliverance, for a spiritual cleansing that transforms everything around us. Welcome to Journey of Saint Michael, a place where prayer is our strength, our refuge, and our armor. Here we believe that no dark force is greater than the light of heaven, that envy cannot prevail where God dwells, and that when Saint Michael rises, no opposing power can remain standing. Today we pray for you, for your home, your family, your surroundings, your energy, asking that everything not born of heaven be removed from your life. Saint Michael the Archangel, you who fight for the children of God, I call upon you now to enter my life with power. Bring your light that dissolves all darkness. Walk through my home, my workplace, my thoughts, and cleanse everything that has been tainted by envy, by judgment, by the malice others may have sent, knowingly or unknowingly. You understand the weight of unseen forces. You know what a venomous word can do. You know how a jealous glance can wound. You know how a false concern can hide destruction. That's why I cry out, not only for protection, but for liberation. Whatever has attached itself to me without my permission, tear it away with your flaming sword. If there are objects, memories, or gifts given with harmful intent, reveal them to me. If I've absorbed burdens that aren't mine, purify me. If there are relationships that have become channels of darkness, show me how to set boundaries. I no longer want to carry what isn't mine. I no longer want to be affected by what others feel or desire. I want a free soul, a cleansed spirit, a strong heart. And if at any moment I open doors unknowingly, through words, attitudes, or negative thoughts, I ask for forgiveness. Seal every entrance with your divine authority. Cover every vulnerable space with heavenly fire. Let no crack remain through which evil may enter. For you, Saint Michael, act swiftly, and I believe you're already moving now. Walk firmly through every corner of my home. If envy has settled anywhere, cleanse it with your presence. If the atmosphere has grown heavy, restore it with your light. If there's anxiety without reason, sudden exhaustion, or constant confusion, cut it off at the root. Let this home be sacred ground. Let my body be a temple of light. Let my mind be a refuge of peace. Saint Michael, I can't control what others feel. I can't stop them from envying, criticizing, or wishing for my downfall. But I can call upon you to raise a wall of fire between their intentions and my reality, so that every dart dissolves before reaching me, every word loses its power, and no vibration contrary to God can remain in my space. And if there are people nearby who do not bring blessing, even if they seem kind or wear the mask of closeness, grant me discernment. Help me see beyond appearances. Don't let me be deceived by false smiles, trapped by guilt or habit. Give me the courage to step back when peace demands it, because peace is worth more than any toxic tie, and light cannot dwell with darkness. If you feel that Saint Michael is already freeing your life from envy and negative energy, write with faith in the comments. Saint Michael the Archangel, free me from all envy. Glorious Prince of Heaven, we continue praying for your powerful intervention, because we know attacks don't always come in obvious ways. Sometimes they appear as persistent thoughts that drain our energy, as presences that make us uneasy, as words disguised as friendship but meant to see us fall. And you, who see the invisible, can move in what escapes human understanding. Come, Saint Michael, with your unrelenting light, and dissolve every energy that does not come from God. If envy has taken root in certain places, purify them. If people, moved by jealousy or comparison, have wished for our downfall, cut every link to that intention. We do not judge them, but we ask that they have no authority over our lives. Let what is born of darkness never touch what was destined to bloom under heaven's light. You, who know the human heart, understand how envy destroys, not only the one envied but the one who envies. It poisons thoughts and twists perceptions. So we also pray for those consumed by it. Free them, Saint Michael. Let your light show them another way. Help them see they don't need to dim another's light to shine. Heal their wounded hearts with heaven's love. And if at times we've been the ones who envied others, who looked with jealousy, comparison, or judgment, forgive us. We want to be channels of blessing, not toxicity. Teach us to rejoice with those who rejoice, to celebrate without competing, to admire without desiring what's not ours, to be inspired without comparing. Saint Michael, we also bring before you those energies that can be felt but not seen, those heavy atmospheres, those unexplained days of fatigue, those nights where rest never comes. Some burdens aren't ours, yet we carry them. Some oppressions we don't understand, yet they drain us. You discern what's human from what's spiritual. You move with divine precision in what's unseen. So now we ask you to walk through our homes, our workplaces, every space we inhabit. If there are objects, memories, words, or people that brought in anything contrary to God's peace, cleanse them. Purify the atmosphere. Renew the air. Expel everything that isn't light, never to return. We don't want to live in spiritually polluted spaces. We long to dwell where your presence is felt, where peace breathes freely. We also lift up our relationships. Some connections, though not openly hostile, drain our spirit. Some people, without realizing it, carry heavy words, wounding gestures, weakening attitudes. And sometimes, out of habit or affection, we don't see it. Reveal what's hurting our souls, Saint Michael. Show us clearly where we're being silently wounded. And if we must step away, give us the strength to do so with love, without bitterness but with firmness. There are words spoken carelessly that become chains, criticisms, mockery, comparisons, judgments, and those words don't always fade into the air. Sometimes they linger. Sometimes they stick. Cut them, Saint Michael. Let no curse, no malicious wish, no verbal sentence take root or limit what God has already ordained for our lives. We also pray for our emotions, because envy and negative energy often manifest in the heart. Through sadness without reason, constant irritation, mental fatigue, or apathy. Enter our inner world, Saint Michael. Cleanse the heart of anything not planted by God. Let every emotion be examined under heaven's light. Let no dark influence rule over our joy, motivation, or faith. And if any of these influences entered through doors we ourselves opened, through heavy conversations, unhealthy thoughts, or decisions made against divine intuition, teach us to recognize them. Teach us to close what was left open. Help us protect our spirits not only through prayer, but through daily choices. You fight for us, yet you also call us to be guardians of our own souls. Saint Michael, don't let us grow accustomed to discomfort. Don't let us normalize emotional fatigue. Don't let us say, it's just stress, when something spiritual may be at work. Awaken our discernment. Help us recognize when something's wrong, even if we can't explain it. Don't let us surrender to oppression disguised as routine. Don't let us accept as normal life what is actually a spiritual attack that heaven can neutralize. Protect our dreams too, Saint Michael, because envy and dark energies don't only attack what we have, they seek to block what's coming. Sometimes it feels like every time we begin something, everything goes wrong. That when we get a good idea, someone beats us to it, or it suddenly collapses. That when we're close to achieving something, it slips away. Cut those cycles, Saint Michael. End every unseen sabotage. Let our projects stand strong. Let our dreams remain untouched by what isn't from God. If you feel Saint Michael is already breaking envy and cleansing your path from negative energy, write in faith, Saint Michael is cleansing my way and breaking every chain of envy. We keep praying, Saint Michael, with burning hearts, because the deliverance we seek is not only external but deep, silent, and transformative. It's not enough to cast out envy from without if we don't heal the cracks within. Look inside us now. Show us the open doors from childhood, from unresolved wounds, from relationships that shaped us. Let your sword not only cut, but reveal. Let your light not only protect, but transform. You know that sometimes it's not enough to say, I'm fine or I'm strong, because within we carry doubts, insecurities, and hidden pain that make us vulnerable to darkness. Many people walk with open wounds, even while smiling, and those wounds become entry points for what is not light. So, Saint Michael, enter the most hidden places. Step into where no one else has ever gone. Enter, Saint Michael, with your fire that does not burn but purifies. If the envy of others has found an echo in our low self-esteem, break it now. If the criticism we've received has become a limiting belief, dismantle it. If the negative thoughts of others have blended with our own, replace them with divine truth. We don't want to appear strong on the outside while feeling fragile within. We want integrity. We want to be strengthened from the roots. And if there are people who have hurt us with their looks, their words, or their attitudes, we do not hate them, but we no longer want to carry their burdens. Sometimes we take on the judgment of others as if it were our identity. We allow their labels to become our truth, their words to become the voice that guides our steps. But today we break that agreement. Today we declare that we are not what others said about us. We are what God sees in us. And you, Saint Michael, remind us of that truth through your presence. Cleanse our emotional world too, because some relationships, even if they don't present themselves as enemies, are tainted by envy, by hidden competition, by the unconscious desire to see us fail. People who listen but never celebrate, who smile at our pain but are unsettled by our victories. Give us discernment to recognize them, wisdom to deal with them, and strength to walk away when we must. Saint Michael, there are days when everything seems fine, yet the atmosphere feels strange, as if something invisible were interfering. Plans get delayed, conversations turn tense, the mind fills with unexplainable doubts, the body grows weary without cause. You know those things are not always natural. So we ask you to enter those gray days, to dissolve what cannot be seen, to break what cannot be explained, and to restore the peace that vanished without reason. Protect our life energy too. There are people who, without realizing it, drain the light of others. People whose presence leaves our souls tired and our faith weakened. We don't want to judge, but we do want to protect ourselves. Because we cannot pour out what we no longer have. We cannot uplift others if we are empty. Teach us to care for our energy as a sacred gift, to set boundaries without guilt, to withdraw without resentment, to say enough without fear. And if we've ever been the ones who contaminated the atmosphere of others, through our words, our attitudes, or our own shadows, forgive us. We don't want to be a channel of darkness for anyone. We want to be light. We want to lift others up, not pull them down. We want our presence to bless. Cleanse us too, Saint Michael. Let your sword not only cut what comes from outside, but also purify what arises within us. There are families marked by envy, generations wounded by comparison, jealousy, and hidden resentment. Parents who never affirmed their children. Siblings divided by success or inheritance. Homes broken by words that were never taken back, by rivalries that were never resolved. Today, we bring those families before you. Because when envy enters a family tree, its roots turn to poison. Heal the root, Saint Michael. Cleanse the bloodline. Bring unity where there has been division. And if anyone has intentionally worked against us, through rituals, curses, or malicious wishes, break it now. Let no act of spiritual manipulation have power over us. Let no spell, curse, or dark intent prosper. May all that was sent against us, consciously or unconsciously, be dissolved by your sword and return to its origin without harm. Because our lives are not in human hands, they are under heaven's protection. We also ask for your covering over our workplaces, our schools, and every place we serve. Many of these environments are filled with competition, comparison, and power struggles that stain the soul and exhaust the spirit. Wherever we are, establish a circle of protection around us. Let our actions speak louder than any judgment. Let our peace not depend on the atmosphere around us. Let our purpose remain unshaken by the envy of others. Saint Michael the Archangel, you who know the corridors of the soul and the fields of spiritual battle, guard our dreams as well. Because even in sleep, we can be attacked through nightmares, insomnia, sensations of weight on the chest, or uneasy presences. You know what that means. So we ask you, stand guard through our nights. Let your light remain beside our beds. Let your wings surround our rest. Let no attack reach us as we sleep. Let your presence be our refuge, even in the unconscious. And if we've grown used to living with low energy, clouded thoughts, or restless hearts, awaken us. Don't let us accept what comes from darkness, as if it were simply part of life. Don't let us tolerate what heaven has not permitted. Don't let us drag chains that you have already come to break. Don't let us walk burdened when you are ready to lighten the load. Saint Michael, this deliverance is not temporary, it is eternal. So we ask you to seal everything you've cleansed. Seal with your light everything you've touched. Let what has been broken by your sword never be rebuilt. Let what has been purified never be contaminated again. Let this cleansing be permanent. Let this freedom be deep. Let this prayer mark a before and after in our lives. Close your eyes now. Do you feel it? That weight lifting, that tension dissolving, that lightness in the air since you began this prayer? That's Saint Michael. He is already at work. Saint Michael the Archangel. We continue lifting this prayer because we sense the battle isn't over yet. Sometimes deliverance doesn't come all at once. It unfolds in layers, like skin being renewed. That's why we persist, because we know there are still energies to be broken, gazes to be neutralized, wounds to be healed from the root. We ask you to enter the history of our families, because envy doesn't only target us. It targets what we've built with love, the people who walk beside us. If anyone envies our relationships, our children, our marriage, our home, act now. Surround our loved ones with your shield. Let no poison dart touch them. Let no word disguised as advice have power over them. Saint Michael, there are places filled with heavy, silent atmospheres. Homes where the air feels dense, offices where tension lingers, spaces where words feel trapped. You recognize these places. So today we ask you to walk through every corner we inhabit. Cleanse with your presence what we cannot see. Seal the doors through which judgment, criticism, or hidden hatred have entered. If there are objects in our homes that carry negative intentions, gifts with hidden motives, memories linked to pain, things unknowingly tied to darkness, shine your light on them. Show us what to release. Teach us not to cling to what contaminates. Help us let go without fear, knowing that your protection is greater than any loss. Free us also from our inner chains, because often it's not just the external that harms us, but what we carry within. Comparisons we've dragged since childhood, failures we never forgave, expectations we adopted from others, criticism we accepted as truth. Cut them, Saint Michael, with your sword. Let no thought that isn't from heaven remain in us. Let envy, both from others and from within, find no place in our hearts. We also pray for our finances, because some have been the target of envy simply for their blessings, for what they have achieved, for the life they live. If any word or thought has been released wishing for our downfall or financial block, break it now. Let prosperity never be a curse. Let us thrive without fear. Let our work be fruitful, and let nothing and no one stop the flow of divine provision. Saint Michael, many attacks come disguised. People who smile yet wish us harm. Relationships that drain rather than support. Influences that call themselves friends but sow comparison, doubt, and insecurity. Give us discernment, not to judge or reject, but to protect ourselves wisely. Help us see who builds and who contaminates. Let us not confuse habit with loyalty. Let us not open our lives to those who do not come in peace. We also pray over the places we frequent, our workplaces, our communities, our circles. Let no hidden envy become a barrier. Let no malicious energy infiltrate our paths. If anyone has looked at us with a desire to see us fail, confound them with your light. If anyone has wished our plans would collapse, show them that the blessings from God cannot be stopped by human hands. There are words spoken casually that linger in the air, phrases with double meaning, jokes meant to wound, opinions disguised as humor. Today we declare that every word spoken with envy, secret judgment, or hidden malice is dissolved. It will not touch our spirit. It will not take root in our minds. It will not bear fruit in our hearts. We also bring our emotions before you, because envy and negativity affect not only the body but the soul. There are days we feel drained, unmotivated, sad for no reason. Mornings that feel heavy, afternoons when joy fades. We refuse to call that normal. If there's a spiritual root behind that weariness, pull it out, Saint Michael. Let joy return. Let the soul breathe again. Let lightness come back to our days. Cover our children, nieces, nephews, and grandchildren. They too can be targets of envy, of careless words, of hidden intentions. Let no darkness touch them. Let comparison never hinder their growth. Let no judgment dim their talents. Let no shadow dull their light. Surround them, Saint Michael, in school, in their dreams, in their paths. Let them walk with joy, safety, and divine protection. And if this prayer is also freeing past generations, healing family wounds, breaking inherited patterns of loss or failure, so be it. Let our generation be the turning point. Let our choices today repair what was broken yesterday. Let our steps open paths for those who will follow. Because when you act, Saint Michael, the past no longer defines the future. We want to live light, unburdened by invisible weights. We want to work, love, build, and share without fear of judgment. Keep cleansing, Saint Michael. Keep breaking every chain. Keep neutralizing every dark force. Let no foreign energy define our destiny. Let only God have the final word, and let that word be blessing. Write in the comments, Saint Michael is setting my life free. Saint Michael the Archangel, invincible Prince of Light. We've come to this final moment of prayer, but not the end of your work. Because your mission doesn't stop when our words do. It continues, silently and powerfully, even in stillness. Today, with humility and gratitude, we lift this final plea. May our lives remain sealed under your protection. Let no envy, no negative energy, no hidden intent ever have authority over our path. For we belong to heaven, and heaven always prevails. We want to walk in freedom, not only without visible chains, but without those silent presences that steal our strength before we even notice. The ones that drain our joy, dim our laughter, and cloud our vision. Sometimes they show up in the body: insomnia, unexplained pain, fatigue that makes no sense. Other times they weigh on the soul: apathy, irritability, sadness without a name. And while many don't understand it, you, Saint Michael, know exactly what lies behind it. So we ask you, seal our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health with your shield. Let no evil penetrate what you have fortified. Saint Michael the Archangel, we place before you every person who has tried to harm us with a glance, a word, or even a thought. We don't come with resentment. We are not praying to curse. We are praying to release. We refuse to carry bitterness. We understand that envy often flows from a wounded heart. So we ask you to bless them too. Heal their hurts, grant them peace, and help them see that another's light does not dim their own. It can inspire it. You who act with holy swiftness, walk through our past. If there were moments when we were targets of mockery, judgment, rejection, or contempt, bring them into the light and heal them. If there were seasons when we were wounded by those close to us, those we trusted, those who posed as support while hiding envy, heal those deep places. Let us lay down painful memories, stop repeating defense patterns, and learn to live in emotional freedom. We also pray over our decisions, because fear of envy can lock us in, make us refuse opportunities, bury our gifts, and tiptoe through life. Today we declare we will no longer live conditioned by what others might think or feel. We won't hide what God has placed within us. We won't shrink back to keep others comfortable. We will shine with humility and with holy confidence, because what heaven gave us was meant to multiply, not be hidden. Saint Michael, so many walk through life carrying invisible backpacks, loads others put on them, words heard in childhood, comparisons that made them feel small, labels that still sting. You who see beyond the surface, show us which burdens aren't ours, which opinions to release, which judgments to break, which words to forget, so nothing others have said weighs more than what God has decreed. We also lift up our dreams, because freedom threatens envy. When someone begins to move forward, steps outside the mold, dares to build something different, opposition often appears, sometimes from strangers, sometimes from those we expected to cheer us on. But you, Saint Michael, know the worth of a brave heart. Guard our projects. Watch over our ideas. Place a wall between our process and the gaze of those who don't want to see us grow. Saint Michael the Archangel, there are spiritual climates where darkness has tried to take hold. Families marked by cycles of comparison, strife, and division. Places where envy was unknowingly passed down. Relationships where one person's success became a reason to pull away instead of a reason to celebrate. Today we declare, that ends now. That is healed now. That will not repeat. Act at the root, even now. Let light flood every space where shadow once lingered. Bless our words. Keep us from repeating what we hear without discernment. Keep us from conversations that contaminate. May our mouths not be used for criticism, judgment, or doubt. Let our words be a shield, not a sword, a refuge, not a wound. When we speak of others, let it be to build them up, because envy feeds on gossip, on criticism, on empty talk. Today we declare our words will be channels of blessing. And if someone praying with us right now feels this prayer reach a deep place, feels seen, understood, and protected, let them know they are not alone. Let them know that you, Saint Michael the Archangel, are already moving. This deliverance is not theory. It is real, present, and happening now in the body, the soul, the atmosphere, and the spirit. Close this time with us, Saint Michael, not as an ending, but as a new beginning. From today on, let every step be covered by your light. Let every decision be guided by your wisdom. Let every encounter be surrounded by your presence. And above all, let nothing and no one steal the peace we have regained. Because you are with us. You go before us. You fight our battles. Share this prayer with someone who needs protection, peace, and freedom. Like this video and subscribe to Jornada de San Miguel so we can keep walking in faith and hope each day. May Saint Michael the Archangel be your constant shield. May his sword open the way before you. May his presence clear out everything that is not from God. And may his light go with you wherever you go. Amen.